kilograms of cocaine from a federal agent. Ross became the subject of controversy later that year when a series of articles by journalist Gary Webb in the San Jose Mercury brought to light a connection between one of Ross's cocaine sources and the CIA as part of the Iran-Contra scandal. His sentencing was later reduced to less than 20 years and released in September 2009. He's finally off the probation, the harassment, all of it, able to put his book out that's excellent. We're selling it at InfoWarsStore.com. Even if you already know all this, give this to friends and family. He is currently in the process of creating a feature-length film for his life story, Cracking the System, and creating his autobiographical book, which is now out. And that is Freeway Rick Ross, The Untold Autobiography by Rick Ross with Kathy Scott. Available right now at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139. I admire Rick Ross because I talked to Gary Webb about it. When this came out about the CIA and his trial, he didn't really know about it. He was blown away. Everything suddenly made sense. They said, just shut up, don't cooperate with this reporter and people, and we'll go easy. He didn't, so they gave him life in prison. That was clearly done politically, so it was reduced. But it doesn't matter. The issue is he's repented of it. The CIA and the New World Order haven't. So he joins us now until the end of the transmission, the next hour and 45 minutes. We'll open the phones up for Rick Ross next hour. But, Rick, it was like sunny and 80 degrees a few days ago. Sorry you got to be in Austin when this global warming cold front hits, but thank you so much for coming.
No, I'm just blown away to be here. I remember when I was in prison and you tried to come down to see me and make sure that I was okay, and it was one of my dreams to sit here with you in the studio, and here I am today, and I'm just blown away, man. And thanks for still having me here.
Oh, it's awesome to have you. And you're speaking to college students all over the country. You're speaking to the Black Congressional Congress Press Club. You're at the premiere with Renner of the film. I mean, you're having a big effect now. And that is so exciting that you can really educate people, because back when this all first came out, people didn't believe the CIA was bringing drugs in.
I didn't believe it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Even when Gary reported the story, and I was like, oh, this guy Gary, what is he talking about? I was involved with the CIA, and no way. It wasn't until the CIA themselves told me that they were involved and put out their report. I mean, that was when it really hit me that, hey, Gary was right. You know, because, I mean, it was just hard for me to believe. How can a little guy like me, who wasn't supposed to succeed, couldn't read, couldn't write, high school dropout, I mean, how could I, be involved with something this big? I mean, it was just like totally shocking to me. I'll be honest with you.
Let's start at the beginning. And in the few minutes we have before break, start at the beginning of your life, get into how you got into drug dealing, how you suddenly found this incredible source that made you the biggest dealer on the West Coast, and then we'll lead right through your trial, prison, the drug war, and phone calls.
All right, let's do that. Well, I was born here in Texas, Tyler. My mom decided that she wanted to try Los Angeles, give us an opportunity to have more than what she had. She was a maid here in Tyler, so she moved to L.A. I moved in during the Watts riot. Right when the riots broke out, I got to see the Black Panthers, and I used to want to be a Panther. So I go to school and, trying to be like any other normal kid, want to be a police officer, a firefighter, or airplane pilot. Started playing tennis in high school, did pretty good, made All-City, was offered scholarships, but I couldn't read or write. So when it was time to take the scholarships, I couldn't go to college. So I found myself with the one thing that I thought that I could count on was my tennis to get me out the ghetto. And I found that was no longer an option for me. So I found myself back in the streets in South Central Los Angeles. So I'm walking around trying to figure out, what was I going to do with myself, and couldn't get a job, even though I was a very hard worker. Had no problem, rolling up my sleeves and doing whatever, car washing, taking out trash, any number of things. Just anything that I could do to start making a living, I was willing to do it. Well, one of my friends came from college, and he had this stuff called cocaine. Stay
right there. We're going to come back there and start with your friend from college coming back. Freeway Rick Ross is our guest, the Untold Autobiography. You're getting the big exclusive inside the CIA drug-dealing operations of the crack cocaine epidemic. Straight ahead, I'm Alex Jones.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
In today's unstable environment, self-protection is critical. Civil unrest, riots, looting, it's happening now, right here in the United States, and your rights are at risk. If passed, H.R. 5344 would ban Level 3 and above body armor. Katie Armor is standing up for you. We offer the most affordable Level 3 body armor on the market. Katie Level 3 armor withstands pistol and rifle hits up to 7.62 NATO. Get yours at katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Katie Armor, come and take it.
On September 30th, 2014, the first confirmed case of Ebola appeared in the U.S. This, combined with several other unidentified viruses, have some of our customers at 30dayfoodsupply.com concerned about the safety of our domestic food supply, resulting in a surge of our $99 90-serving kits. While we at 30dayfoodsupply.com have no expertise in epidemiology, we are aggressively purchasing raw materials that are currently in stock, and we intend to continue to sell our 30-day non-GMO emergency food supply for only $99 as long as we can. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then pass the savings on to you. Call 541-229-0010 and purchase our 30-day, 90-day serving emergency food supplies for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit our website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. 541-229-0010.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Digestive health is key to wellness, and Pro-EM1 is the key to digestive health. Pro-EM1 is a daily liquid probiotic that improves food absorption and supports weight loss by removing toxins from your system. Recommended by doctors, Pro-EM1 is 100% natural, organic, non-GMO, wheat, soy, gluten, and dairy-free. Call us today at 888-611-8025 or visit ProEM1.com to save over $25 on your order. That's 888-611-8025 or PROEM1.com.
This winter, next to water and food, you need a safe, storable fuel supply for your preparedness needs. Spare fuel is the answer. Unlike gasoline, spare fuel can be safely stored with your other supplies for many years and works in any gas-powered vehicle or backup generator. With the bitterly cold temperatures predicted for this winter, now is the best time to stock up on spare fuel. So go to GetSpareFuel.com. That's GetSpareFuel.com. GetSpareFuel.com.
Stand in line for this. There's always room in life for this. Oh baby, then it fell apart.
The real Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross, became the biggest cocaine dealer on the West Coast on record and became the heart of an investigation that later the CIA Inspector General had to admit that the CIA was involved bringing in the majority of the cocaine, at least to the West Coast. It's much bigger than that. Mena, Arkansas, I've interviewed the pilots that were there unloading the cocaine, not just Tosh Plumley. who's on record Iran-Contra testimony, but just so many others that were there and saw governors, saw vice presidents who would be there personally offloading aircraft with the cocaine. I mean, that's what, and then, I mean, if local kids saw it, they'd kill them. Remember Mena, Arkansas and all that? And then if cops talked about that, they'd kill the cops. I mean, a lot of people have died over this information. I hope you understand this. And everybody today is like, yeah, we know they bring it in. Well, wait, we didn't know this back in the 90s. There'd been the heroin coming in out of Southeast Asia, but they'd blame a colonel or somebody. This is organized. All right, this is a short segment. I want to go back to you, Rick Ross. It's great to have you here, my friend. I appreciate your courage and you not selling out and getting that longer sentence, you know, for not backing down. But let's get into now where you left off. You can't get a job, you know, that pays well. You don't have a criminal record. You could have got a scholarship, but you couldn't read and write for tennis. And then your friend comes back from college.
Yeah, so he introduces me to cocaine for the first time. But what I also noticed, Alex, you know, when I was in prison, I did a lot of thinking back. And I can remember when, before I started selling cocaine, you know, they started coming out with movies like Superfly and almost like priming you up for this lifestyle that you're about to get into. So when my friend comes and shows me cocaine, I'm interested because I saw Superfly.
What you hit is key. The CIA's now declassified that. Rock and roll, the drug culture, the CIA delivered the first suitcases of LSD. White kids weren't smoking marijuana. They delivered it. I mean, it's incredible. They primed the whole deal.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like they get your mind ready so that when you get the opportunity that you're interested in.
It's called predictive programming. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's just what you're saying is absolutely right.
So when my friend comes and he shows me this stuff, never seen it before. It was yellowish white. And I'm like, well, I thought cocaine was supposed to be white. He's like, no, man, this is it. So he introduces it to me. He gives me a little bit, like $50 worth. He said, go and see what you can do with it. So I go around the neighborhood and I'm asking everybody. Nobody knows what it is. I mean, I'm going all over South Central LA. Finally, I run into a guy. He was a pimp. And he says, let me see it. And he takes it and he cooks it up. And he says, oh, yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And that's how I got started selling cocaine. And it went from there to this one person would buy from me, and then another one would come, and he would introduce me to somebody else until up, you know, some days I'm making $3 million a day.
So you got in on the ground floor of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally ground. Was totally a novice. I had never smoked pot. At that time, I was still tinkering on being a tennis player, you know, like, I don't know if you're going to make it in tennis, you know, but you got to do something. You know, my mom's on my back right now because I'm living with my mom. I'm not bringing in any income, and she's really going hard on me. You know, you're a bum. You're not going to be doing nothing with your life. So I desperately want to do something now. I need to make some money somewhere. So when this opportunity came, you know, I thought that it was a blessing from God. You know, I started off just helping Mike, who was my friend. You know, I'd make the money for him, give him all the money, and pretty soon I know the business. It goes from there, from making $50 a week to, you know, like I said, $3 million a day sometimes.
In fact, I was reading sometimes you were bringing in $30 million a deal every few days.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you add up 10 days, you know, you do 10 days worth of dealing, you know, you're talking about $10 million or more. No, like $30 million.
And this is 1980s money.
Yeah, 80s money. 84-ish, 85, 86.
So you were there when folks didn't even know what cocaine was.
In my community, nobody knew what cocaine was.
Yeah, it was a rich white guy drug.
Well, that's how I felt. You know, I felt that when I first started selling cocaine, I felt that it was another, because I've been discriminated against. You know, I've been to a hospital and they said, oh, no, you can't sit right there because this is a white-only section. You have to go to the back. So when I started selling cocaine, that's how I felt about cocaine, that it was another one of those things that they said, no, this is for white people and you guys can't have it. So I felt like I was bringing cocaine to my community to give us something.
But the CIA said, oh, you blacks want it? We're going to make something special for you. Here's how you make crack.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
Makes it hit harder, be more addictive, turn people into zombies.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. Exactly how it turned out.
Unbelievable. We're going to break it all down. 18-minute segment coming up. You're going to get the floor. Get ready to roll. Just go through it all. Rick Ross is our guest. Ground level of the CIA crack cocaine epidemic. And then all of a sudden, years after he's out of it, they want to get rid of all the loose ends. They're trying to throw him in jail. Turns out all the people involved, they all knew what was going on. The CIA came to visit him, said, shut your mouth.
We're on the march. The